It happened. It finally happened. That and more on today's episode of BrobusCast RWBY Edition. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is Aidan.
Hello.
Alright, my internet's fun today, isn't it? Yeah,
you're cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Damn it. Alright. I have like no bars on the voice connected thing, which is so annoying. Well anyways, we also have Mate, if he can hear me.
I am so happy. If you know, you know.
You know.
And if you don't know, watch the episode.
There you go. See, there you go. There's the promotion for this one.
And the spoiler warning, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I guess we really should. I guess I really should do a better job of letting people know, like, hey, by the way, spoiler alert. Because
spoiler alert: RWBY is in this episode.
I mean,
oh no, I've been spoiled!
I feel like most people that watch this probably watch the episode first and then watch this, but if you don't, one, we appreciate it. And
two,
why?
Episode,
yeah, I was about to say, two, why? It's like, I mean, I appreciate you dropping by, but at the same time, watch the damn episode. Anyways, we're here today to talk about Volume 9, Chapter 6. Oh boy. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna try it. Nope. That's a mouthful of a title, and I'm not even gonna attempt to do it because I'm gonna get tongue twisted for sure. If you know, then you know. Anything you guys want to say before we get into this episode?
I will say this. This title did teach me what how do you even say it?
See, that's why I didn't read it. So there you go.
Yeah, well, it
like
did teach me what
I think I know how you say it. I think it's cumulonimbus. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Know,
so it's confessions within cumulonimbus clouds.
And that
probably pronounced that wrong.
Yep, sure did. But we're gonna roll with it.
Are menacing-looking multi-level clouds extending high in the sky, so that was cool to learn about.
Yeah, I think this is probably my one gripe with the episode. It's just the title because it kind of spoils something.
Yeah. As soon as I saw
more than that being confessed in this episode.
True, but like,
at least one thing was getting confessed, and it was either going to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Bit of both.
True. I would have just called it like we're at. I probably would have just titled it "We're at a Crossroads."
Yeah, I think that would be better, but it kind of goes against the whole theme they've got going with these.
Yeah.
You know what? True.
I don't know. Anyways,
John flashback.
Yeah, John flashback. Well, actually, first off, I'm gonna continue to kick myself for not noticing this on my first viewing because I usually don't.
You mean the update in the intro?
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, RWBY, because Man, I would have been able to include this in my reactions highlights if I had noticed it, but no, because I don't pay attention. Or I have the intros playing whenever I start an episode up because A, I like the song, and B, less risk of the video buffering.
I also used to do it because like I would find something in the intro to like then say as it happens, so I can like sync up like my recording and the actual episode.
Yeah. But usually I just have them playing and I just look away for a second. I'm like on my phone or something. Either that or I'm either that or I'm vibing to the song.
I normally don't watch the intros after seeing it for the first few times, but for this episode in particular, I was actually doing laundry. And I was playing the episode. I was like, okay, I have enough time to like put stuff in the machine while the intro's playing. And then I like went back to look at my phone. I saw the exact moment where like it's now John's face instead of the Rusted Knight. I was like, oh, that's cool.
It's like, man, I wish I noticed that on my first viewing. I went to Twitter after I saw the episode. It's like, hey, have they ever updated the intro before now? And I'm like, wait, why? And I saw the screenshot, and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, at that point, I had already stopped recording, so I'm like, okay, cool.
Was it like finding a needle in a haystack for you?
A little bit, I guess you could say. So I guess you could say that, yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, I mean, also in my defense, like they said, they don't update the intros midway through the volumes. This is the first time they've done that. So it's like, damn you, RWBY.
I mean, it's appreciated.
I mean, yeah, it's appreciated, but at the same time, I wish I noticed it. Anyways,
Well, it's kind of like Dragon Ball Super when they were doing the Tournament of Power. Like the whole build-up, it's Boo in the intro. Then after he falls asleep and they recruit Frieza, they're swapped out.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so like, I think it's kind of cool when animes do that.
Yeah.
Although, unlike the Boo thing, this wasn't hyping up. It's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna see Boo do stuff. No, he's asleep and it's Frieza again.
Yeah.
Yep.
To be fair though, they would have swept the Tournament of Power if Boo was there. Like,
would they though?
Yeah, true. And
oh no, Jiren knocked out Goku from Ultra Instinct. Boo, come over and heal Goku. Full power.
Oh, true. I forgot about his healing abilities.
I think everyone does.
I mean, he's used them a grand total of like what, twice? Anyways, doesn't matter. Dragon Ball Super's fun that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Plus, like, we got Frieza in the Broly movie, and that was just fantastic.
Anyway, so Jean, he's
Podcast coming soon.
no, that's not. Don't take that seriously. We're not doing. That's not happening. No.
Oh great! Now one of our viewers is gonna scream and become an actual Super Saiyan.
Oh hey, if that actually happens, then take a picture of it, and post it on Twitter, and tag me in it. I'd actually like to see that. But anyways, so Jean, he's falling. Because this is a flashback, as you can see. But as he's falling, he notices a very burning crescent rose. Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of like when Ruby fell and she saw Neo, despite them falling at different times.
Well, it's not just that. Like, I kind of understood. It's like they seem to fall at random, it seems like. But it's weird to me that it's on fire. It's like, why? Like, that doesn't make much sense to me. Like, because the other characters weren't on fire, so, I don't know. Anyways, redundant point. He's on the beach now. And he's having some trouble. Understandable, it's yes, I too can, fall from, I don't know how much, yeah, basically space, onto a beach and just, get up and walk around all hunky-dory. No, that's not happening. I do kind of want everyone to. I do kind of want everyone to take this scene, to savor this scene though, because this is probably, and I'll get more into this at the end of the episode. This is probably one of the last scenes you're gonna see, this particular look for Jean.
Yeah.
So.
I also think it's interesting because like the way that everything looks, it implies that even before what's to come, he still fell before everyone else.
Actually, with what's about to happen, well, I'll just say keep pausing as it's happening.
Okay, maybe I might have missed something, so I'll be sure.
Oh, you definitely did.
Well, I know someone will be sure to bring. Okay. Anyway, so Jean's walking around and he sees a weird-looking tree with a clock on it. That's kind of strange.
And the fruit.
Get your devil fruit powers.
There you go.
The time fruit.
Time, huh?
So, okay, now you just need to stop.
Stop time.
Anyways, so Jean picks the fruit, and it's a clock fruit. And what it does, it is basically it's.
Hang on.
Oh,
I
yes.
saw a pun about this fruit's name. It's cloconut.
Oh, I saw that too. Yeah, it's a clockonut.
Clockonut.
I saw that too. Anyway, so yeah, it's basically reversing time for everything except Jean. Including a bunch of weird colored-looking meteors.
Yeah, so Jean absolutely fell after.
Yes,
the girls did.
I'm realizing that now. I'll hold my head up.
So I think I just noticed another thing. Oh! Hang on.
I hear an O.
Yeah, the look, sunflowers around the tree. They got Roman numeral numbers. They're a literal block.
Oh, they do. Weird.
Yeah,
so
I didn't notice that before.
Huh. So, what is Jean's reaction? What's his response to all this? Oh, nothing much. Just throw the clock on the ground and smash it with his shield. It's good that he's putting that thing to some use.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's that or, you know, get taken back to the beginning of time.
True. And yeah, I mean, it works.
You would see some serious stuff.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, at that point, Jean's just sitting there for years. He doesn't really do much of anything. He just sits there. Yeah,
he's just waiting for Team RWBY, and I kind of want to give Miles huge kudos here because, like, you hear like young Jean, and then when he starts talking as like older Jean, that's like two completely different voices, but the same voice.
Yeah.
So like, mad respect.
Yeah, Miles deserves a lot of props for this episode.
Job of making Jean sound older. You can really just hear how depressed my man is.
Yeah.
Like he is having it rough.
I mean,
Jean didn't ask for any of this.
No, he really didn't.
But he's on this arc anyway.
Yeah, well.
Matt.
Oh, I get it.
I love that it took you a second.
It did, yep. Yep, I got it. I got it, though.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, so yeah, he basically just points out that, yeah, he's just sitting there waiting, and, he actually asks, like, hey, are you guys actually you? It's like, is this real? I'm not hallucinating, am I?
No, it's real.
It's like the beach where it's like coconut Team RWBY.
Oh, you know what? That's when the bloconut meme comes in.
There you go.
That's how we get bloconut.
You know, I think I think AG made a comic about this. It's also like a Yango.
Oh gosh. Anyways, okay, so actually, real quick, just to harken back to the last episode, little thing I noticed. You see, you get it? Yeah, Little's on Ruby's shoulder, so,
Yeah, so that whole, this is Neo thing.
It's a lie! It's 100% a lie! Yeah, thank God. Yeah, Ruby points out, like, yeah.
Also, he's using, I don't know if we mentioned this, but I think he's using, like, Kira's, like, what are they called again? For, like, ponytails? Like,
oh, like the sash. Like, he's using it as, you know,
the thing.
For his,
I get it.
For his warrior's wolf tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned that last episode, but, like, I just remembered that when seeing the shot of, like, Team Ruby walking towards him, I saw the band.
Huh.
I, like,
I never really put much thought into that, but yeah, I guess he did. I guess he'd have to. Anyways, we get hugs.
Yeah. Even Little gets in on it. Like, hugging
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little's
just like, I don't even know you, but you're a friend.
Yeah. Little is a precious being.
Indeed. Must be protected.
And speaking of Little, when Ruby has like that whole like, how are you here?
I just noticed
doing
that.
The exact same like shrug pose as Ruby.
Yeah, and like tilts their head to the side as well.
Yeah.
And Blake, so how are you the Rusted Knight?
Oh, this scene. I forgot about this for a
Yang's
second.
Just wondering, when did you get so? And that's when Weiss mature.
With the very devilish smirk on her face.
The face there killed me. Like, I have to say.
I'll just say, look, Kara has always shipped White Knight.
Yeah.
I bet she was ecstatic for this.
Yeah. It does feel a bit weird that they're having White Knight moments that they have confirmed that White Knight isn't going to be a thing.
Maybe it was a lie.
Yeah, maybe it was to deceive you.
I have been deceived.
Anyways, I like how there's a brief freeze frame of everyone looking at Weiss as she's like, "Oh shoot, did I just say that?"
She's like all blushing.
Yeah, I love Blake and Yang looking at like knowingly, and then Ruby's just like, "Bruh."
And I wanna just throw this out there. Thanks to this scene, now all 4 of Team RWBY have blushed at least once.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, Weiss was the last one to do it.
Yeah, Ruby's just like, wait, what'd you just say? Weiss is like,
now?
That F you just say, bro?
Yeah. I like how Weiss doesn't even like, she doesn't even like fight it or try to like defend herself. She just like brushes it off. It's like, anyways,
Yeah, and I thought I noticed something.
She literally brushes it off too. That's great.
Yeah. I like how during this, John's just like, really? Now? This is what it took?
I like how Blake and Yang just like look at each other like, yeah, we know what she just said.
Then like, how can we joke about this later?
Yep.
It's only gonna get worse.
Yep, and it gets worse pretty much immediately because Ruby asks the question that I'm sure is on all of their minds. Bruh, what the frick happened? And John's like, man, I don't want to talk about it.
But I guess I have to inform ya. And
yeah.
they're talking about how like Salem has 2 relics and with Cinder the ability to get another. Thankfully though, Blake reminds everyone that Salem has no idea where the beacon relic is.
Well, to be like, well, also, I mean, I guess it's better that she doesn't know it, but at the same time, I feel like it's also information we need to know pretty soon.
I have an idea on where it might be.
Me too, but to be fair, like, we won't know until at the very least next volume, because the only person that knows No, like Glinda might know, but like the two people, the one, maybe two people that do know where the beacon relic is are not here, so I don't think we'll find that out for
Aidan, do we have the same idea on where it might be?
I don't think so.
Will this be relevant later, or should we just get it out right now? Because I actually have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, I'm thinking it's hidden beneath the temple from Volume 1, you know, where all the relics were.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh. Oh! I see what you're saying now. Huh, maybe.
Yeah, that's been my theory for a while.
I mean, I guess it would make sense, you know, like, usually they'd look inside the school. That just makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, both Haven and Atlas's relics were in vaults inside the school.
Yeah, whereas this one's away from the school, is in a forest which is protected, and there's probably more other defenses about it too. If that is the case, it might not be, but
what if
it would be just like because like if the beacon relic is the last one that there's like the fight over, it'd be very thematic. If like
it is probably gonna be that one.
This is probably I have like no basis on this, by the way, but this thought just came to my mind. What if it's here?
That is another theory going around, because there is one about the cat potentially being the beacon relic.
I'm thinking back to my Vault World theory from the end of Volume 8.
Well, anyways, we can worry about the cat later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, hey, I always worry about the cat. Her name is Blake.
That's. Anyways, so yeah, that's this kind of, we're just getting their reaction to them realizing that Salem has the staff. Yippee.
I gotta say, like, props to Blake for being all like, look, we saved everyone, that's what matters. And Weiss does bring up, like, look, we sacrificed their home, like, for seemingly nothing. It's just like, but we still saved them at the end. And RWBY is all, well, what good is it if Salem's gonna just end the world anyway?
I do understand.
Ironwood point. Like, obviously, I get the point.
Yeah, I understand their point.
Because, like, you save them now only for, like, Salem to blow up the world. Oh, sorry, not Salem, but the gods to blow up the world if Salem gets all the relics later.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's better to have saved everyone and taken a loss now to fight another day than to, like, be stuck retreating and potentially still lose the relics and everyone dies too.
Yeah, it's just it is still, I can understand the frustration though, because it's like they tried to get the people and the relic to Vacuo, and they saved countless people, sure, but now they're trapped, and Salem has Salem has the staff.
But you want to know what's worse about this though?
What's that?
They don't know that like all those like obviously probably Winter and like Oscar, Renor, Emerald, and all the other like huntsmen there probably like got them all, but they didn't know that all the people got attacked by Grim as soon as they entered.
Oh, it's true. You know what else makes this worse? Everyone on the outside probably assumes by this point that they're dead, which means morale is probably at an all-time low.
Yeah, probably.
So that definitely doesn't help the situation at all. Which does, with that hindsight, it does help me understand RWBY and Weiss's points more. Because it's like, yeah, we failed to get the staff out. One of the maidens is dead, and everyone probably assumes that we're dead. I mean, that's what we thought too. So I mean,
it made sense.
It's a fair it's a fair argument here. I will say. I understand. It's like, yeah, we're bordering on what Ironwood's thought process was, and yeah, true. But Ironwood was sacrificing people for the sake of his goals, and sure, his goals were like well intentioned, but it still meant.
But flawed when you really think things through.
Yeah.
Because even though Ironwood had the for the greater good, like sacrifice the few. Good. Yeah, the greater good. Sacrifice the few to save the many idea. And he did have a point, like if Salem gets the relics, the world is destroyed. The way he went about it was wrong.
Yeah,
the way he went about it was just like, save these few, F the rest.
Pretty much.
And go back to fight another day, potentially. But...
And I do want to say, I was like, I don't think RWBY or Weiss are like obviously they're happy that they got people safe. It's like, it's not like they're just like, well, like this isn't like Ironwood. It's like they're not like, well, screw the people. Salem has another relic. Yippee! The world is now halfway ready to total annihilation. But yeah.
Because it's like the whole thing is like there's no objective right answer.
No.
In like situations like this, every idea, every solution does have its flaws and does have its downsides.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you write good conflict between good characters.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they're saying here. Like their perspective has changed, knowing that how things have gone down, but they are still happy that they were able to save people. Because that's the point, saving people.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, while this is happening, well, for one, Little is sleeping on RWBY's shoulders, and it's adorable. But then Jean chimes in. It's like, "Hey, you guys done?" It's like, "Oh, okay, geez, thanks, pal." It's like, you dropped a news bomb on us, and you expect us to just like go with it? Like,
hey, I had these conversations with a fruit version of you years ago. We can have the conversation again back at the hunt.
Can you repeat that? No, forget it.
I do like how Jean does kind of like relent a little bit. It's like, okay. It's like this is a lot to process. So, and in the midst of all this, interesting little thing to note, and this is going to be important at the end of the episode. Not once does Jean mention what really happened to Penny.
Yeah.
I think he might assume that Weiss already told RWBY.
I mean, yeah, but then imagine imagine how RWBY's gonna react when Jean just ever so nonchalantly brings that up.
Yeah, me and Max had a whole conversation about that. It's just like, they get so casually brought up, but then RWBY's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And that's when he realizes Weiss didn't say anything, and it all starts kicking off.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, like, from John's perspective, imagine if it's like Weiss did tell RWBY, RWBY's dealing with it, and then John is like, "Hey, did Weiss tell you I killed Penny?" Because I killed Penny. Did you not know that? Like, it makes sense why he's not bringing it up now.
Yeah. So yeah, basically it was like, so now what? Where are we going? It's like, he's almost like questioning. It's like, my village, because I have that. I thought that was obvious. It's like, I don't know. It's just,
I got a villager with mending and everything.
Yeah, it's like, I thot it's just the way Jean said that. It's like, I thought you guys knew that I had a village already. It's like, no, Jean, we just got here.
You're not reading the book. I have a village.
Yeah, and Jean does also add the, "Hey, I'm surprised you made it through the Crimson Keep all by yourself." And Blake's like, "Oh, well, we had help, but oh, right, they're gone. I hope the cat's okay."
To which Jean responds,
"Cat.
"What cat. And at that point, I'm just like, oh no, this is where conflict comes in, isn't it? And Little's like, oh, it's that one over there. And then, yeah, here he is. He's perfectly okay.
Oh, yeah, just like Hawker. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
I still remember you said we'll hold them off.
Yeah. Anyway, so Curious is just like, oh, okay, I found you people. Hey, it's Sean! How you doing, pal?
Sean, it's been ages since I saw you.
Yeah.
And Sean's all, alright, I guess this is the night this cat dies.
Yep. It's like he unsheaths his broken sword. It's like, Sean, maybe keep the sword in the sheath. Because I don't think you're getting very far with that thing.
Do you think his mechanism where he can like combine the sword and the shield is like broken now?
Oh shoot, you might be right. I didn't even think about that.
To combine it, he used to be able to combine the two to get like a broadsword.
Yeah. And now I'm just realizing, has he ever used that thing, that mechanism since arriving in Atlas?
No, to be fair, I think he probably realized, I'm not that great with this. Maybe I should.
I mean,
I still want to see him combine that and the hard light.
I know, right?
Like just make a giant F-off broadsword.
Yeah.
That would be really cool, though at the same time, I think John is probably a better fighter when he's doing the sword and shield combo.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like a big damage hit, that would be really cool. He just makes like a fucking buster sword out of the...
Actually, yeah, not thinking about it, that mechanism might be broken now because of the rust. I didn't even think about that, but...
Oh yeah, the rust too.
Well, anyway, so the storm is approaching, and I just realized I just made an unintentional Buried the Light reference. Oops. And
anyway, so, John's all, look, we don't need this cat, let's go. And the cat's like, but they want to go to the tree. And he's all, what?
I'm just like, okay,
because, you know, that's how Alex got out.
Yeah.
You didn't tell them, did you? And the cat's so vague, like, oh, I told them some things and so many things.
Yeah. I like Weiss's response, like, can we just please make sense of all this for once?
Weiss speaks for us all there.
Yeah. Although the answer to your question, Weiss, is no. Nothing here makes sense. But anyways, I feel like you would have known that by now, but okay. Anyway, so Jean basically points out that, yeah, the tree isn't really a portal to the way out. It's more of a portal to ascension. You know, this place's version of death.
Yeah, it absorbs you, erases your memories, and then just turns you into something else.
So when Blake was like, that's what happened to her, part of me was like...
The roots of the tree.
Yeah, part of me was like, we could have fast-traveled.
Wow.
I know, I don't lie, obviously, but like, I just had that brief thought in my mind. Like, what a Team RWBY going, you could have fast-traveled us?
Well, so, Yang says, curious that you forgot to mention that. And holy shit, that marks Yang's third pun in the
I was about to say, yeah, there you go. Yang has made her third pun throughout the entirety of 9 volumes.
Blake is still winning, though.
Excellent punmanship.
Screw you, Robbie.
And while this is going on, Jean's all, oh, then what happened to' And everyone's like,
wait, who now? It's like, wait, hold on, back up. That's important.
Brother.
It's like, oh, Alex had
That
a.
can't be right. Like, there was no mention of him in the story.
I like how we're just reciting the episode at this point, but okay.
It's fun though.
Yeah, it's harder for me to do though because, anyways,
Yeah, and they're just like, why didn't you say anything? Well, you never asked.
you didn't ask.
See, now I'm just picturing
Stupid.
like a Sarge Gary situation, just like, you could have done it, but you didn't say so, and don't say because you didn't ask.
I was about to say,
Be
don't.
specific with your questions.
It's like, oh, what are you, God or are you a genie? Make up your freaking mind, Curious.
Well, I'm not a mind reader now, am I?
No, you're something that's a part of the male anatomy.
Damn it.
To be fair, maybe it's like the cat needs to ask all these questions because it has to be specific about everything.
Yeah, you're probably right.
To get information from it, you need to be direct in order for it to actually tell you anything.
That is how the Jin and Ambrosius worked as well.
Yeah, it's like it can't really say it. It won't think to say anything unless you tell
Ooh.
it. Give me all the what if they because I feel like if Team RWBY asked what are all the inaccuracies from the book to what actually happened, then the cat would probably bring up who Lewis was.
You know, I wonder. Okay, I'm gonna harken back to the idea of the relic, the beacon relic being here. What if this cat is the spirit of the relic?
Of the crown.
Yeah, like how.
I'm not sure.
I mean, it's a little weird in this case, but remember what the crown represents. It's choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way Curious Cat's going, I don't really get the whole idea of choice from them.
Well, maybe.
Maybe what it is though is maybe the spirit of the crown ascended and got a new purpose.
I don't know.
Well, I wonder.
So there's a RWBY fairy tale about the relic, and basically when you put it on, it shows you a choice that you have to make.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, we never saw the spirit in that one, and we know all of them have spirits, and the fairy tales in RWBY aren't always accurate. I think you make a good point. I'm just saying, I think there is some wiggle room there.
Well, what I
I'm
wonder.
just saying, the story of the indecisive king comes from somewhere.
Well, what I wonder is, cause maybe this cat, and this is just wild fan theory, but maybe this cat is it's kind of pushing them to make a choice. You know, it's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird in this case compared to Jane and Ambrosius, but still.
I mean, hey, we can't expect them all to be hot people.
I mean, yeah, that's. Hey, no one said anything about all the spirits being humanoid.
Exactly.
Maybe one is a cat. Maybe one is a mouse. We have a mouse.
It's not. Yeah, it's not super likely, but I think it's still an interesting theory to think about, especially with the deliberate diamond patterns on the cat, kind of looking like a crown, because we know that the crown of choice has two to the side, one in the front, and one in the back. And if you look at different shots of the Purist cat, you can see they have blue diamonds, and we know that the primary parts of the relics are blue. So there is
Yeah, but where's the gold?
Yeah, I know that's the counterpoint. So I'm saying I don't think it's too likely. I just think that there is some validity to the theory. It's got legs to stand on.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, theories are just fun to make.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Food for thought. Anyway, so while all this is going on, Curious decides, okay, well, my fun's over, and just straight up teleports them to Crossroad Land. Or at least he teleports RWBY, Weiss, and Jean there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Jean describes this as a thunderstorm.
I
Right.
don't know if the cat directly teleported them to it, or if it's just
Well, there was a
side
storm that was approaching too.
Yeah, the cat. I think it was the cat saying like, "Oh, I guess we're at the crossroads," and the fact that there needs to be a decision made in this situation is what triggered it. Not that the cat could just like teleport them there. I feel like.
Yeah.
Also, kind of like the cat just says John's losing it as well. Like, oh, some good that's done you in how many years?
Oof. That's all I have to say to that. Just oof.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Jean describes.
Jean does describe this as the physical or mental manifestation of a problem, like something
pretty much
you got to work out. The
What?
only way to get out is to resolve the problem or wait for the storm to pass.
Sorry, I just paused at the perfect moment. If I could screen cap, I would. Anyway, so Weiss basically... This is probably the funniest scene in the entire episode, by the way. Weiss calls this place the pits, and just as she does that, a pit opens up underneath her feet, and she falls right in. Screaming all the way.
I just didn't even react. He was just like, well, that was obviously going to happen.
Yep. I paused at the right moment for Weiss's face just before she falls all the way in, and it's wonderful.
There you go, that's
Poor
it.
Weiss.
Yeah, she's just been the butt of the jokes, this volume.
Hey, it's physical humor, so... I don't know. At some points I wish it happened to someone else, but at the same time, Weiss makes light out of it sometime, so... like how...
She's even
like
you know
how...
what?
Yeah, it's like...
I do like her. Okay, I asked for that.
Yeah. It's like, well, I should have seen that coming. I saw a funny edit on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it. Someone took this scene and spliced in audio from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah.
I've been fooling for 30 minutes!
Yeah. As he says that, the camera shakes too. It's so good. Anyways, I'm just noticing maybe they come up later and I forgot. But I'm noticing Little isn't here.
Might just be hiding in the hood, maybe.
Yeah, they do
Like,
that.
I mean, you're probably right, but it's just kind of interesting to me. I didn't even take time to notice that until now.
Yeah.
Also-
I also like how Juniper, the jackalope, like poor Juniper, they just look so afraid. Like, I don't want to be here.
But you know what? John's here, so I guess I'll keep going.
I didn't even notice. That's cute.
It's so cute how they're just like looking up the entire time, like, I don't want to be here.
So it's just a slow walk too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Ruby asks, "Hey, by the way, where the frick is Blake and Yang?" To which Jean replies, "They probably got some of their own stuff to work out." And I'm like,
And real quick, keep pausing before it transitions. Like the lighting on Jean when there's like lightning in the background. It's just the lighting from the shot of how like his eyes are also like lit up, and like there's more like shadow around, but he's still being illuminated from like the side.
yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Blake and Yang having their own stuff to sort out. Yeah, you don't say.
I'm just gonna say, that's your first hint from this episode.
Yeah.
Yang finds herself on just a rickety bridge in the middle of the sky. With,
Yeah, with-
no
with-
platforms like in front of her or behind her, but
With quite the wind blowing too.
yeah. But like she spots Blake, and Blake just says we need to get to that platform. And Yang asks, but how do we take the next step?
You walk on the ropes.
Hint number 2.
Walk on the ropes. It's Crash Bandicoot logic. There you go. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of surprising.
Well, some annoying roles in the game.
Like Yang didn't try and like propulse himself, or like didn't use like Gamble Shroud. Like obviously, I know why. And I'm
yeah,
glad
but also given how the Ever After works, it's just like the world itself might not even let you do that.
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah, no.
They got caught in endless loops, just trying to go straight to the tree.
Yeah, plus the wind is probably too much for that.
Too strong too, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we don't have time to worry about that just yet, because we're back with Ruby, Weiss, and Jean, and we're at another crossroads. Jean's like, make up your mind already.
Yeah.
The sweat drop from Ruby is great.
I really like the art as well of like John and the cat on the signposts.
Yeah.
That lead different ways. I also think what's interesting as well is that it's not of current John.
Yeah.
It's of like John before, like now. Which I think is interesting.
Yeah. I have to take time to really appreciate the water going around, or at least I think it's water.
Mirror fluid. There we go.
Sure. It's pretty. That's really all I'm saying. I almost just completely breezed by it.
I'm gonna admit that I missed this on my first watch, but at the same time, immediately after it happened, I was like, what was that? Something was there. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed it. I noticed it first watch, and I was like, "Don't think." My immediate words were like, "Don't think I didn't notice that, Kirby." Yeah.
It's like one of the most detailed looks we've gotten this summer, ironically, and it's like a 2-second shot of her model.
Yeah.
I do like her little like tie-up rose at the back of her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard some people wonder if this is like not summer, but like
Future Ruby. I've heard that too.
Yeah, or like ideal Ruby, like Ascension Ruby.
See, maybe, but at the same time, considering what everyone else sees in these,
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it's probably still summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, on that note, Jean sees Penny, because of course he does. And Weiss sees Atlas, because again, of course she does.
Yeah, it's just like,
it's
hey.
so sad that like it's been like 30 years for John, and he still thinks about Penny that often. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's just like it's.
Well, I mean, yeah,
sad
he
he's not been
did.
able to get help.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did. He is kind of
30 years.
like he did kind of strike the final blow. So I mean, that's gotta have an effect on him.
I'd be scared but didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Weiss now gets to watch her home be destroyed. And, God, could you ever see animates? It's just like when Weiss turns away, like, the shadow...
Yeah, the shadow over her eyes. I was just about to...
Over her eyes.
I was just about to take note of that. I was like, oh, jeez.
I do wonder though, is that like Weiss's interpretation of how she thinks it went down? Like Atlas falling? Or do these mirrors like know the future?
I think they know. Because it's basically... Because it's basically exactly how it happened, so...
Yeah.
So either Weiss is a really good guesser, or the reflections just know.
Yeah. I think I just wanted to bring it up because like I just think it's interesting because like John didn't see it either, so like he couldn't have like accurately described how Atlas felt.
Right.
Yeah. Also, are you gonna ask Ruby to reanimate that in a different way?
No.
I'm just saying.
I wanted to. I just thought it was worth asking.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so
also,
now
the music that's playing in that moment.
Oh yeah, it's the same one that Volume 8 ended on because
Yeah.
Great.
It's a really cool detail.
Yeah, it's good music too. Like I'm I make it sound like I'm complaining. That's not true. It's just I don't want to be reminded of it. Thank you very much.
But now we get to look.
Now it's time for story time with Jean.
Also, I really want to say I really like the story time like animation style that they use.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same. Like how they always like do these things just in a different like hand drawn art style.
Yeah, like, I think it looks so good whenever they do it. I always appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we find out that Jean met Alex and Lewis, and while he was helping them like get through the ever after, he realized, oh, I'm in Alex's story. I'm the Rusted Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know exactly how the story goes. This'll be a cinch. Oh,
However,
no. Alex was
the naivety.
in the book.
Nope.
She was selfish.
She has a very Neo smirk, I'm noticing. Is that
has led to some theories that this is Neo
Yeah, I was about to say
something.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
that might be foreshadowing, but also probably not.
I mean, it could also just be like Neo's on a similar path to Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
It's also...
I don't think they're related.
Well, they might be related, but
I mean,
they're not the same person. That's that much is clear. Because if it was, now I haven't read Roman Holiday, but I know like just from what I have heard, there's no way these two are the same character.
No, they are not, and I can say I finished my audiobook of it not that long ago for the second time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Got myself caught up just in case.
Also, like John as well, is interesting because like he's trying to make it, like he's trying to make things go down that path because that's what he expects is meant to happen.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. You know, he's basically a fortune teller at this point.
But I can kind of understand how like that might be a bit creepy.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you know, use the assets you can.
Wrong. I'm just saying that like.
Use whatever assets you can get.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I just want to point out the cat in this.
Yeah.
So when it's that photo of like the four of them just walking through the forest, like, oh, the cat's smiling, but then at the obelisk, the cat is pouting. It's like,
Yeah, he's not very happy to be here.
Are we here?
So yeah, so they actually.
Then we learn that everybody got real high.
Pretty much.
And something changed with Alex.
She got insanely high. Literally insane. So much so that she straight up turns away from Jean and Lewis. I almost forgot her brother's name. My bad.
She stopped trusting them, and notice how the cat's back to smiling.
Yeah, the cat's happy again. Oh no. And she distrusts Jean so much that she straight up resorts to poison.
Because that was what the Rusted Knight was meant to do, just not how it actually went down. Because from the sounds of things, it's like the Rusted Knight did that to protect Alex. Whereas actually, it was Alex trying to kill John.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm amazed that he didn't die. I'll say that much.
I guess add poison resistance to the wiki.
Well, I mean, not all poisons are lethal. So
yeah, it could have just been like
know.
paralysis or sleep.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Also, like, okay, this shot of Alex like angrily standing over Jean. Yeah, look at the trees and you'll see the cat's eyes.
Yep.
This cat, it's sketchy. It's sketchy like a catchy.
Yeah, so Jean basically says like, yeah, it's not exactly my favorite book anymore. Can't say I blame him. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I can't say I blame him.
He tried to make sure they both got home, tried to follow the book, but the more he did that, the more it seemed to fight against him.
Yeah. Jean didn't ask for any of this. And he's certainly probably not going to ask for what's about to come to him. Again, more on that later. Right now, though, yeah, they're basically taking all this in. It's like, oh man, everything we have been told as a fairy tale is kind of a lie. Go figure.
Yeah, and then Jean adds by telling them what, well, at least what you figured out, the cat's role is.
While looking at his reflection and seeing his past self.
Great.
Yeah, the cat takes people in the Ever After to the tree and like manipulates them to get ascended.
Yeah.
Which brings up so many questions.
So many questions.
Because does that mean that like in order for the world to function, do people need to ascend?
I guess
it is probably gonna be something like that. Like the tree keeps the world alive, but in order to do that, like it needs to keep ascending them to like, I don't know, keep that going.
Yeah. I'm also wondering as well, because,
which is why the Jabberwock is a big threat, because if it eats beings in the Ever After, they can't ascend. Therefore, the tree doesn't get the power to keep the world running, and the Jabberwock ends the world.
Yeah. That. But also, I think something interesting to note is that from what we've learned about people's purposes, they're all very specifically tailored to someone new arriving in the Ever After.
Yeah.
So how can the tree continue to function then? If like most people can only fulfill their purposes when someone new to the Ever After comes. Like obviously for some people it doesn't, because like I'm sure people can get lost and Herb can help them, or like more people challenge the king or like the prince to the game. But like you get what I mean. Like it seems tailored to like people like Team RWBY or John or Alex like coming to this world.
Love unanswered questions.
Yep. But we don't really have time to answer them right now because we have, just gonna be up front, this is the scene of the episode.
Yep.
In fact, no. Screw that. This is the scene of the volume.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, so far, like, yeah. Is this where I take over?
Probably.
By all means.
Alright, so Yang and Blake are still getting like heavy wind blown at them while they're just hanging on for dear life on that rickety bridge. Yang calls out to Blake asking, "Hey, you okay?" Blake says, "I'll feel better when we're together on the platform." And a step appears in front of her. That's your last hint where this is going, okay?
Yep.
That's like the last time the episode just tells you this is what's happening before you can feel stupid.
Pretty much.
That sounds a bit harsh. I mean that in a joking way, but
it's like they have that. It's like they have a hammer to someone's head. It's like, do you get it now? It's like,
do you understand?
Yeah, so, you know, saying those words made a platform appear in front of Blake. So Yang's all, alright, I guess the password. Together! Platform!
Oof.
But it doesn't work. And Yang has faith that Blake will figure it out because, you know, she's good at that. Has a really good brain. Smooth.
Yang Xiaolong, still terrible at flirting.
Though, to be fair, it gets a couple steps to appear in front of her, which gets him to figure out, oh, we just need to say stuff about each other. Alright, you have cat ears. Once again, smooth.
Yeah, once again, Yang, not good at flirting. In fact, no, screw that. She's really bad at it. I do appreciate that. Yeah, that Blake's ears do twitch at that. So you know.
Yeah, she smiles.
She has a small giggle too. It's like I know what you're trying to do, but you're also really bad at it. Like even Blake is like, yeah, you're really bad at this. That's just funny to me. Anyways.
And yeah, Yang says that she thinks her cat is cute. And speaking of cute, the little poster.
I was about to say I passed by that a little bit. I couldn't help but giggle. I was trying to like stop myself. It's like he's talking over it. I can't giggle just yet. Yeah, she just hops on over to the next bridge. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you goober.
Yeah. So they keep this up, and Blake says maybe it's stuff that we haven't said to each other yet.
This
pose. This after you pose that Yang has.
Freaking A. Yang is a goober. Okay, we're just gonna set that up right now.
Okay, so I made a slight mistake there of playing it at super low volume.
That's okay.
I'm just gonna get this first shout out of the way. Casey Williams and Martin. I forget how to pronounce his last name, but Casey and Martin. Okay, there we go.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Behind the soundtrack.
So good.
Just the build-up to this alone. Like, I'm already going. Just from that alone, like we're not even there yet.
Also, like, I'm probably jumping ahead a little bit. I probably should save this until after the scene is over. But, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to do it now. Aaron and Barbara deserve beers.
They
lots of beers.
And, look, if you've seen the episode, you know where this is going. Like,
yeah.
They've wanted to do this scene for 10 long years.
And they finally got to do it. And they did such a fantastic job with it.
Yeah, and just like the build up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. This scene is pretty much perfect. It's like
it really is. Like I love the details of the animators as well. Like when Blake gives Yang a compliment and she's like genuinely shocked.
Yeah. Yang did not expect it to go that direction.
Yeah, like you can tell that really like affected Yang. Like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Also, just like the detail of every time they start saying stuff, like the storm calms even more.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Even right away, like those like lines to show wind, they start disappearing.
Yeah, I like how like Blake gives this like small speech and like 4 different boards show up. Like that's the Ever After's way of saying, get on with it.
And I also just love how Blake's like, your turn.
I'm also just listening to the speech as well.
Yeah.
About how like Yang's an extraordinary person, just always the first to brighten a situation and acts brave even while she's scared, and always does what she says. And yeah, the keep up, like...
Like, Yang gives her little speech too. I'm playing ahead because I'm not going to be reciting any of the dialogue because that's your job, but,
the look that Yang gives gives after like Blake says like, "Oh, try and keep up." Like, "Oh, I love this woman."
Yeah.
It really does.
And the after Yang's little speech, again, a few more boards show up. Again, this is their way of saying, "Let's do this already." It's like,
yeah, Yang tells Blake that she likes that she was never intimidated by her, even when, you know, she didn't like her. And, you know, Blake's just always been wary of people, but Yang points out that she doesn't give up on them, even if they hurt her, and she never gives up.
man, okay. Sorry, I'm pulling ahead. I am losing it at this background contrast between the two.
Right?
Like, there's these like clouds behind Blake, and we cut to Yang, and it's all sunny. I'm just like, okay, this is what we're doing now.
And I love like Yang's. Okay, let's speed this up a bit. Any truths we haven't dropped? Blake just smiles and blushes. It's just like, there's one. But as Yang starts to second guess, because this is a big and scary moment, the bridges pull them further apart.
Yeah, this bridge is very mean. It's like, this bridge is impatient.
And I just love the exchange. Just, did you think of something but not say it? And Yang's just like, okay, that can't be what this is about. The blush is just like,
I like her hair. Yeah, I like how she like plays with her hair in the meantime. Oh boy.
They also seem to hear each other's thoughts.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
Yeah.
But
It's a little weird, but given that the ever after is weird, it makes sense.
yeah.
Yang saying that it's like a cliff, and if she says what she feels, she's gonna fall. But they're both already falling, so Blake just tells her, just say it.
Blake is all of us, for real. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense for Yang though, because like being
oh no, 100%.
is something that she's always struggled with.
Yeah.
Yang says, I think I love you, and is cut off by Blake saying, I love you too.
Just immediately cut off. Blake is not wasting any time here.
No.
So, we're right when we said that Blake would be the one to instigate things.
I mean, in a sense.
Tried. But Blake was all, no, it's gotta be me. So right away, they're just in the middle of the platform. Like, there's grass on it, like vines with flowers blooming.
Specifically lilies.
Yeah, and I'll get into that later. There's the music in the background. I need this soundtrack like yesterday. It's such a beautiful song. It's called Worthy. I've read a couple lyrics. There's even a Bumblb reference in there.
Yeah. Fun fact.
All
Sorry.
This time. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, because you got the scene. I got a little fun fact. I think it was like the night before this episode dropped. Casey posted on Twitter. It's like, by the way, next episode score is, and I quote, Corn City. I'm just like, okay, that's.
Did you see what she said to follow up?
I did not, but
it took so much strength for her not to say.
Okay.
Aidan left and rejoined. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Discord problems.
Yeah. It took all her strength not to say gay city.
Wow.
There's all this build up, like 10 years in the making, which Bob and Aaron did say, like, yes, they've been in the know about this for 10 years.
Yeah.
They do it. They have their first kiss. And this is the part where I admit, when I was watching this episode, I was full on crying.
I would honestly have a lot of questions if you didn't.
Yeah, Yeah.
And even now, just like going back and replaying the moment, like I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but there's like tears in my eyes.
I can hear it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since this episode dropped, I've been seeing. I mean, I watched this one late because I was at work when it came out. But after I watched it and I started seeing all the screenshots on Twitter, every time I see something from this, I just feel this like. And let me make this abundantly clear. I'm not a shipper. I stay out of that community like the plague. But when I see these screenshots or like clips, I'm like, I feel this like weird. It's weird. It's almost like anxiety a little bit. I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, this is a thing.
And it just means so much to so many people, which I think is
So
what's great
much.
about it.
Yeah.
It means so much to all the different fans, the voice actors, the people that work on the show.
For sure.
It's been 10 years in the making.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear any. I'm sorry to bring this down a little bit, but I don't want to hear any more comments on stuff that wasn't planned ahead of time. All right, this all was 100% planned. Heck, even shoot, man. Just talk if you want to talk about throwback. People started quote tweeting a tweet that Monty made.
I saw that tweet, and so after Burning the Candle came out, which is that episode in Volume 2 when they had their like big emotion, their big talk.
Yeah.
Monty posted, "All good romances are earned." And
Very interesting that he posted it right after that episode.
Yeah, and he also said on the AfterBuzz show, like afterwards, like I can't remember exactly when, but when asked if we would see any LGBT characters in this show, he said, "Yeah, absolutely. In fact, maybe they're there now." And we're figuring out these characters as we write them, and we want to look for stuff outside of their gender. But it's not something we want to just like throw out there for the sake of it. Like, it has to be earned.
Yeah.
And look, okay, I'm not a writer. Okay, I wrote a fanfic, but I'm not gonna start saying I'm a professional writer or anything.
Right.
But just from like shows that I've watched, and I've watched like several romances and like shows, films, like all kinds of stuff develop, and I've wanted to see this one happen for so long. I would say Bumblb is earned.
And we can finally say after 10 years, Bumblbee is canon. It's like there's no fighting it anymore.
Yeah, no debate at this point.
Nope.
So yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't. This is only we'd only be like 16.5 minutes in, but they probably could have ended the episode right then and here, right here.
They so could have, and also it's like not long after this I realized, okay, they went so all in on this shot. They made it as beautiful as they could.
Yeah, there's a lot of small details here that I saw a lot of people point out.
Yeah, and like, okay, they could not get away with this on Remnant. Like, the sky changing to be this goddamn gorgeous, like, the flowers blooming as they kiss.
Like, this is like, a fantastic first kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, honestly, given how the Ever After works, no, that works.
Yeah.
Remnant, they could not pull that.
Nope.
No.
And speaking of the flowers, I've seen people point this out. White lilies are used primarily in weddings to symbolize stuff like rebirth, purity, and a new chapter. They're also known as the sweetest flower. which means they attract a lot of bees.
That's,
Which is just such a great detail to add.
yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
100% knew what they were doing.
No, there's no way they didn't know.
And just the details, like, as they go in, like, Blake is smiling the entire time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yang is very hesitant. Can't exactly blame her. You know, she is kind of getting with someone who is a survivor of abuse. So, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and I also just want to comment. Remember when they met in the first volume, and Blake said to RWBY that the real world isn't like a fairy tale?
Yep.
This girl just got herself a fairy tale first kiss.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Life isn't like a fairy tale, you say.
Call this in terms of a first kiss.
Nah.
Like, I don't think you could get a better one than this.
Nah.
no.
I'm wondering if I should bring something up. Screw it. We're going all in. Why not? Okay. I'm gonna make this sound like it's a problem with the community. It's not.
Before we get into that, I'm just gonna send you both this. It's the full concept art of this scene.
Oh shoot! That's
Look at that.
that's. Whoa. Okay.
My God, that is.
Okay, no, screw this. I don't usually do this, but if I can remember while going back and editing this, I'm putting this on screen.
Like, I saw the
Please
concept
do,
art
like-
in the credits, and I was like, damn, that's like beautiful. But this,
Oh, okay.
I could buy that being painted on a chapel. Like, are you kidding me?
No, dude, this is crazy because this is concept
It's that
art.
level of gorgeous.
No. Here's what's crazy about this: is that this is concept art. They usually don't need to go like. It's just it's just a reference point. It's like it's just a way of telling the animators, hey, by the way, this is kind of what I had in mind. This is full on like wallpaper. This is concept art, my butt. This is stuff you could put on your wall and frame it and sign it. It's like this is.
I really hope they sell this as like something on the Rooster Teeth store.
Shut up and take my money!
Because like you can't tell me this would not be a phenomenal poster.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, this is a poster. This isn't concept art. This is a poster. Well, okay. All right. So there's one.
I'm just gonna mute my mic as I wipe my eyes and blow my nose.
Okay.
Good man.
Well, there's while he does that, there's one more aspect I wanted to bring up. And it's kind of, again, I'm gonna make this sound like it's bad, but it's the opposite side of the spectrum here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop dancing around it. I'm gonna talk about Black Sun for a second.
Right.
Well, okay, for one, if you're a Black Sun shipper, I sympathize with you.
I do too. Like, look, I know what it's like to not get your OTP happen, but
yeah.
all I would recommend is just bow out gracefully, if you can.
Yeah. But there's a couple things I wanted to point out. So for one, while this does ultimately mean that we're in Bumblb, we're probably not gonna get a full-on Black Sun.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is Endgame. There's no way it's not.
Yeah, probably.
Do not spend this long building up this relationship, go this hard on the first kiss and confession,
Dude,
and then just have them
much
break up
effort
the
in-
next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't do that.
No, 100%.
If they did that, that would be the worst decision they could make.
Yeah.
That's when I would actually start agreeing with people who claim it's queerbait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Because, like, after this, if they did, like, make it like, oh, we're friends now, it's like, no. That would be, like, vindictive queerbaiting, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, going for this much effort, showing the first kiss, and then just...
Now, all of that aside, I don't think we were... Okay. I'm trying to build this up. I don't think we were ever without Black Sun for a second. I do genuinely believe there was a moment where, at least in Blake's mind, that could have been a thing. Yeah,
totally.
It's like, okay, they're gonna, like, I feel like a lot of people are gonna make this seem like Blake had, like, no romantic interest in Sun at all. And I'm just gonna tell you right now that's not true.
Yeah, she did for a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, heck, even from as far back as Sun's first appearance, he winks at her, and she's like, she like stops herself. She's like, oh dang, okay. Like,
we'll
did that just happen?
Gave me the impression they already knew each other, but then it turns out no, that's their first meeting, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And heck, also harken to Volume 3. There's the when Sun is finger gunning at Blake, and she blushes. So it's like, yeah, Blake had interest in Sun. It's like, it wasn't just a friendship.
Yeah.
I'd probably go so far as to say Blake probably had a genuine crush on Sun for a hot minute.
Yeah, I can buy that.
And I also think that because of his help with her during Volumes 4 and 5. Sure, he didn't go about it the right way, but his heart was in the right place.
Yeah, and while he did mention to Neptune, it was never about that. He repeats that in Before the Dawn, but there's the added, well, entirely.
Yeah.
Because, like, he was interested in her, but never to the point where it's like he was expecting anything out of helping her.
No, he helped her because he wanted to help her.
Yeah, because he's a good person.
Yeah.
And if something came from that, he would be 100% on board, but he was not expecting it. Like, out
that wasn't. That's not why he wanted. That's not why he did that. It's like he wasn't hoping. He wasn't like. It's like, I'm gonna help Blake out of her funk, and she's gonna be totally infatuated with me. No, Son. I'm pretty sure she was infatuated with you before already, but that doesn't.
That because he's a good person and Blake was his friend.
Yeah. If it had been anyone else in that scenario instead of Sun, it probably would have been like it's like if it had been Ruby. I don't know. Random guess. If it had been Ruby, she would have been the exact same way, probably. Again, not getting much out of it. Just, you're my friend. You're in trouble. You're struggling, and I want to help you.
Also, I guarantee you, Yang would have been the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yang would have.
He even says so himself.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like even though it's not like verbatim stated, I think it is very clear that like at the ending of Volume 5, like Sun knows.
Oh no. I think he got on at the end of Volume 3.
Probably, but like at that point he knows like go be with your team, go be with like who you care about, and like go and like I'll go somewhere else, because he, even if he still likes Blake, he knows like he still wants what's best for her, even if what's best for her is not being with him.
Yeah. Although, I mean, to Sun's credit, he does get something out of it aside from just, hey, I helped my friend, I feel great. Like Blake straight up like gives him a kiss on the cheek. It's like, again, there was something there. It's not like they were just like baiting you. It's like they were building up, because that happens, you know. Blake had an interest, and that sort of feeling went to someone else. That's just how things happen. And Sun knew that.
In real life, well.
Yeah, and Sun knew that, and I don't. I've seen people be kind of worrying about Sun. It's like, man, what's gonna happen if he sees it? I think Sun's gonna throw her a freaking party. Honestly, it's like,
100%.
it's like I think that's 100% in his character. It's like he's gonna see that and he's gonna party like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, about time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, I could understand him totally still being like a little hurt because he did like her as well.
Well, sure.
But like at the same time, his priority's always been like her well-being above.
Yeah, I was
his own
about to say that.
In smashing and like getting with her.
Yeah.
And plus,
so,
Sun's character is more than just I like Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit I've seen some people who basically they seem to just view Sun as just like shipping with Blake.
No.
And that's about it.
No.
He had his own distinct character before, like, the entire time.
Yeah.
Even though he was like connected with Blake, he still has his own unique character, and nothing is gonna change about that when he's reintroduced in the story.
Yeah. No, I think Sun's gonna be all in. Yeah. So all you Black Sun shippers, I'm sorry you didn't get the pairing you wanted. But
yeah,
you got sprinkles.
Yeah, that's more than some can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say I respect the ones who were saying like, look, I have my preferred one, but hey, I'm happy for B fans that they got what they wanted, and that moment was just amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's how you should handle all sorts of shipping things. Like I'm not a big shipper either.
No,
like
yeah.
Brobuscus, but at the same time, it's like, regardless of what ship you support, you want the characters to be happy, and for Blake, this is her happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hell, if they did decide to go with Black Sun, I'd just be like, look, as long as Blake is happy, that's what matters.
No, I would have been down for it. I've been like, oh, yeah, sure. 100%.
And, like, Yang would have been the exact same way. Because, like...
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
If it was that, like, Blake, like Sun, and that's the route they went for, like Sun, Yang would be 100% supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, this might also be a good time to bring up, because we brought up, like, you know, another person who was infatuated with Blake. Have you guys noticed that of Team RWBY, Blake has had the most people infatuated with her?
I have noticed that, yes.
Yang, Sun, Ilya, Adam, and if we include non-volume stuff, there's Mikado from Arrowfell.
Oh, right.
I forgot about her.
There's even the remnant version of Aquaman. Like,
yeah.
It was a close second being
people.
Weiss.
Yeah, if you count everything, then 4. But if we count like strictly canon, then okay, Blake loses like 1 and it's 5 people. But
yeah,
you know, for Weiss it's just the 2, Jean and Neptune.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, how many people have been infatuated with Yang? Just 1, and it's Blake. Oh, but what about that thing Neptune said? Like, that went nowhere as fast as it even happened.
Nowhere fast.
That does not count.
Plus, Neptune would have been fine with freaking anybody, honestly.
Like,
yeah.
Look, if it has a pair of tits, he will flirt with it.
Well,
That is Neptune.
Neptune's character is, like, obviously, like, no disrespect to Neptune's fans, but, like, at that point in the story, his entire character was, I want to get with girls.
Yeah.
And also, I'm afraid of water.
Yeah.
They do, like, elaborate on that a bit in the book, and even then, I'm still like, you're such a fucking pussy. He says he's not afraid of it, he just doesn't like getting in his eyes or ears. So I'm just like...
Bruh.
Bro, wear goggles.
Bruh.
See.
He wears goggles! That's the funny thing! He does wear goggles!
You know what? I have an OC who hates baths.
That's true.
He would think that Neptune's a wuss. Just saying for okay, it's Yen, by the way, in my Blinking Yang is the one. Okay, just throwing this out there, it's just baths that she hates. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, stuff like the beach, a pool,
Oh, at least that one.
Park, like those she can have fun.
At least that.
It's just like, eh.
At least that kind of makes sense because Yin is part cat. Cats hate water. But with Neptune, Neptune is named after the god of the sea.
But that's the joke.
Oh, and his semblance is around water.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Back to Black Sun. Like once again, obviously, it like we've been saying, it sucks when your OTP or like your favorite ship doesn't come true. But at the end of the day, the main thing is be respectful.
Yeah.
And just be like, look, the character's happy, and clearly, like, yeah, Blake and Yang are happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is how you'd want like the Bumblbee shippers to be if the reverse was true. So treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah. So, you thought we were done. we still have a whole like 4 minutes left of the episode. So, we cut back to Ruby, Weiss, and Jean, as well as Curious, because you know, of course he has to be here. He's like, hey, I found you.
This time you were in the first place I thought to look.
And Ruby and Weiss immediately get on his case. You know, honestly, I can't say that I blame them.
They do admit, like, yeah, I take Afterends to the tree for Ascension, but you're not Afterends. Like, I'm not taking you there to ascend.
Right. Neither was Alex or Lewis, and look what happened there.
Although we do find out some stuff.
Look, I'm just gonna be upfront. I don't trust it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I do, but there's something in his words. So, apparently Alex offered the Curious Cat, hey, I'll take you back to Remnant. But
yeah.
she didn't do that.
Clearly that was a lie.
And the Curious Cat specifically mentions the door to Remnant.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to mention is I find it a bit odd that the cat wanted to leave, because the cat's purpose is supposedly being here.
Oh, well, maybe he
everyone
wants...
needs to fulfill their purpose, and everyone, that's what's best for everyone. Why does he want, why do they want to leave?
Well, so here's another question. We know how Team Ruby and John ended up here.
Yeah.
How the frick did Alex and Lewis get here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've
small...
heard the theory that, like, Lewis was an Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, they would have to be, like, from so far back that, like...
Because, like, that's the only reason, like, logical way I can think about it. Because we know that we like, this is what happened to Team Ruby. Because of the Staff of Creation, they ended up here. So it's possible that, like, Lewis, if he was an Oz, or like an Ozman reincarnation, would know where the staff is, and maybe they somehow accidentally ended up in Live Forever After.
Wait, but then if they still had the staff, then wouldn't Jean recognize it?
Maybe they, like, left it behind? I don't know.
I mean, that's the only thing that would make sense, but then
I don't think it was the staff that brought them here.
But then what did?
I don't know, but I don't know. Either way, small detail we passed by. Curious directly points to Jean. It's like, hey, yeah, Jean is probably he's pretty dumb, basically. And little reflection behind him turns into his younger self, still mad at the cat. Interesting. Anyways, also another thing, as Curious is kind of noting, like, yeah, I was promised a way to Remnant, and I didn't get it. Alex tricked me. The colors on his body fade a little bit.
Yeah.
Which has me... that raises some questions. Like, what does that mean exactly?
Know what you wanted to say.
I know what I wanted to say, and that's why I didn't say it. But he lights up again after he says that Alex tricked them. But also I like how Jean is just not trusting this at all, and honestly, neither am I.
I mean, I don't know. I think there is some validity to it.
There's probably something, because like Alex, I can at least buy that Alex like tricked them in some way, but I don't know. He's kind of making this sound like kind of sympathetic. It almost sounds like he's trying to guilt trip them.
Maybe, but at the same time, he's like, the cat's kind of like, I only saw people for like sources of information and for fun. You only saw me as a tool to get you home. So like, why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
That's a fair point, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Because like I can understand it, because even though the cat probably should have mentioned that stuff, it's like, well, I only wanted information out of you. You only wanted me to get back home. You know, this was we knew what this partnership was the second we entered it. Why are you mad?
Although I'll say this: if what he's saying, if what Curious is saying does have even the slightest bit of truth to it, it makes me question Jean.
That's a question I have as well, because John says, I have a plan. But, like, what is that plan?
Yeah. It's like, I've been questioning Curious's trustworthiness from the start, but, in this moment, and throughout the rest of the episode, I'm starting to question Jean's trustworthiness. It's like, what is his...
Yeah.
What is his angle here? And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure I want to know the answer, because let's just say I'm suspicious. Well, anyways,
I'll also just say, like, when I brought up the whole like door to Remnant thing, the portals to the vaults, they were doors.
Yeah.
So maybe the Ever After is the Vault World after all. But
maybe,
I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe like Afterans can't get to the relic and therefore Remnant or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, anyways, Curious decides to let them go because it turns out this was pretty much all an illusion. And we are right back to where we started. And
You guys, I'm going home.
yep.
Basically.
Basically. And everyone here, including Juniper, looks at...
Okay, real quick.
Sorry.
Do you think this is the last we're seeing of Curious?
No.
I hope, well, one, I hope it's not because bias, but two, this doesn't feel like a conclusion to me.
I think at the bare minimum, I don't know. Maybe Curious at this point will stop becoming a problem.
I think Curious is gonna meet up with you.
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Because I don't know. I think that's the only other way that Curious can be like plot relevant for the last 3 episodes.
Yeah. No, it's 4.
Oh, 4. Sorry.
7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, true. Sorry.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I could see it where like he's not like, because they were kind of treating him as like a problem, because he is. But I don't know. I guess I could see if what he's saying has some degree of truth to it, then maybe I could see it where like he's still there, but he doesn't really like bother them anymore. Like,
yeah, like it might just be like watching from a distance or like commentating on stuff rather than like helping them in any sort of way.
Yeah.
Because I could kind of see like if John's plan fails, Curious coming back and being like, "Well, you fucked that one up, didn't you?"
Yeah.
It's like, what did I tell you?
Or maybe if my suspicions on Jean are true, then maybe Curious will come in and it's like, "Hey, see, I told you that guy wasn't trustworthy."
Did you know we had fruit versions of you that he talked to all the time?
He would do things with the coconut and mango ones. It was really weird.
Oh gosh, no.
No, it's like the coconut white, the mango yang, like together like action figure.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
You want to move on?
Yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah. So speaking of, RWBY notices like, John Weiss, what are you staring at?
Even Juniper. Even Juniper is staring.
Yes.
That's Squeak.
Oh, it's so freaking cute. I don't know how many times that must have taken Lindsay to do, but like, damn.
I also love the detail of Blake like having her leg raised.
Yeah.
I know, right?
RWBY's just like, audible gasp! Oh, there's little.
Still going.
Yeah, they're still going. I like to think that both their events were happening at the same, like in the order that we saw them. So they've been at this for like 2 minutes now.
And you might like if you look really close, there's even more like subtle movements while they're still making out, like just like head tilts as they're going.
Yeah.
And it takes little gasping.
Yeah, little themselves is also like oh, audible gasp.
There's actually a sound effect that just reads, "Oh yeah, they were real into it."
Damn it! I was hoping that wouldn't get brought up, but yeah.
Okay, so Blake is like, "Oh, everyone's staring," but Yang's just like, she's just smiling the whole time. Like, their reactions are basically just like, "Oh, sorry, what's happening?" And Yang's just like, "Hey guys, I'm making out with my girlfriend. You want to watch?"
Oh, I think someone pointed out a small detail, like when Blake pulls away, Yang is still going, like, or at least she has the face that she's still going.
Yeah, totally. And
so like, either Yang didn't hear, either Yang didn't hear little, or she didn't care. I can honestly believe either.
Yeah, and when she asked, "Did we miss anything?" Sean's just there like, "Feels like I've been waiting forever for that." Sean's
deadpan face. It's like it's about damn time. Good lord.
Yeah, I will also add the only way they could have made that scene even better is if they cut to Weiss after
wait,
Yang asked, "Did we miss anything?" And Weiss just goes, "Did we?"
No,
both Weiss and John at the same time said, "About time."
No, my thought was like after Jean says like, he says what he says. And it cuts to Weiss, and she's like, wait, I said that. Like, wait, I said that too. Wait a minute. Anyways, we in a cabin now. Weiss is making some degree of hot beverage.
And in the and in the background, it's so cute. Like, well, Blake and Yang just sitting by the furnace. Yang just, holds Blake's hand, and they have a little smile. Weiss is just watching them in her peripheral vision. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
My friends are happy.
Yeah.
Ship sailed.
Ship sailed.
And then there's
RWBY.
in the corner.
And then there's RWBY. Damn it, RWBY. Why are you no happy?
I've seen a lot of people talk about this.
Yeah.
Look, she's going through a lot.
Yeah.
And seeing her sister and one of her closest friends, like, finally admit, like, to loving each other and being, like, this close. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And
also,
like, RWBY doesn't think she's losing her sister or anything. Like,
no.
I've seen that take, and I think it's dumb.
No, that's incredibly stupid. But no, what could be rolling through.
If anything, if this works out, RWBY, you're gonna have a sister-in-law.
Yeah, there you go. More family.
If anything, I think it's like Yang, they're happy, whereas like RWBY isn't. So it might be like,
yeah, that's.
If you want to like contribute any sort of jealousy to that scene, it's more so the fact that like RWBY isn't happy, whereas like she sees that her sister is. So it's gonna like,
yeah.
I wish I had that. Not like.
Or something on like. I think we brought this up before, but it could be that RWBY's like deep down, obviously she's happy for her sister, like duh. But it could be a case where like, it's like, she's probably thinking in her head like, why are you happy? The world's kind of over.
And
it's like,
just like, have you seen my girlfriend's butt?
we could have gone without that, but nope.
It kind of had to happen.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
Like, there's not been one up until this point. I'm honestly surprised it took this long.
I think that's a great restraint on my part.
Yeah, probably.
I have one more stupid one, sorry.
Oh boy.
Sorry, just like after Yang says that, like, so it's like gets all embarrassed, and Weiss just in the background's like, I mean, she's not wrong.
Well, anyway, so Jean comes out, and he has a box. It's a nice box.
I just want to say, I called this.
Oh yeah, no, we called this one. Yeah, no surprise. In the box is Crescent Rose. And I'm imagining Jean probably made this box. Cause it's perfect. It perfectly fits the thing. Like it's kind of uncanny, but
I mean, to be fair, when all you're doing with your life is waiting for your friends to show up and occasionally fighting the Jabberwocker, you pick up carpeting.
True.
Oh no, maybe it was the Lively Carpenter who made that.
Oh, true. That's probably
The
more
one
likely.
person in the story we have yet to meet.
True.
I did see one theory, like maybe the carpenter. Like I know we kind of debunked the whole like the blacksmith is the carpenter, but what if we dug a little deeper into that? Because there was that whole thing about ascension. Maybe.
Yeah, but like.
Again, this is a big maybe, but maybe the carpenter ascended into the blacksmith. Like maybe she was the carpenter from the story. It's just, it's been like 30 years since that story, since the events of that story took place. So I mean, anything can happen.
It's impossible. But then why would you tease one character in the trailer and then bring up another character that we have yet to meet and then just be like, Oh yeah, no, they're the same person.
Yeah.
Ow.
I mean, in fairness, we've had Alex tease the entire time, and we're not going to meet her.
As far as we know.
Ah, fair.
I mean, I've heard the theory that maybe, because we talked about how like Lewis, is the one that got back and like wrote the story and made Alex the main character. Is just like this is also just like a tribute to my sister who like I lost like in there because look after some dank weed like she was not the same.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Yeah.
There you go.
Drugs are bad. Okay. Sorry.
Damn it. Anyways.
Oh, crap, what was I gonna say?
Are you gonna bring up that Alex is probably the Jabberwocker?
Okay, there's that theory, and well, no, then again, she wouldn't be because the Jabberwocker is mentioned in the story.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Like maybe, like I've heard the Alex is a blacksmith and Alex is the carpenter.
I've also heard Alex is Lissel.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree with that.
But I mean, yeah, the cat said like the heart doesn't entirely forget. Like with all this stuff being brought up, I feel like Lil would have had a big existential crisis about it.
Yeah.
Or just saw John and been like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Of all characters, Lissel is the one who
No, I think I'm still gonna subscribe to the theory that that Little is Penny. At least in some way.
I mean, we still haven't found Penny's body.
Exactly. But
I don't know if I really want to find Penny's body though.
I mean,
I'm scared about what might have happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to find it, but the fact that we haven't seen it yet is kind of concerning. Anyways.
No, I'll some tone of whiplash, just like okay, well, Ruby isn't exactly happy to see Crescent Rose. Blake and Yang are. They smile, do a little cheer, and Blake does a little clap.
Yang has a little like
Cute.
like Yang has a little fist bump, and the smile she makes just
Also, I don't.
This
know
girl
if
a goober.
is me, but when Ruby's like looking at Crescent Rose and like, you know, like we get like the sound effect in the background and the sparks on the screen. I don't know if it's just me, but does that look like the nightmare from Ice Kingdom to you guys? Like the kind of like foreign effect?
Oh, maybe.
Double check this.
Like obviously it's not, but like.
No, it's just scribbles.
Like obviously it's not meant to imply anything. It's just that's just Ruby's
Obviously, yeah.
That's just Ruby's mind being jumbled, basically.
Yeah.
It also kind of shows just how like bad Ruby's like mental state is when like
Yeah.
she loves weapons, Crescent Rose especially, and she sees it and she's like, eh.
Yeah. But she does thank John for giving it to her. He just kind of weighs it off. It's like, yeah, no problem. It's like, this man is not happy. I don't know why he's not. Oh, okay, actually, no, never mind. I take that back. I know exactly why he's not happy. But John, you're giving her a present. At least smile. I don't know. I'm concerned about him. That's all I'm saying.
Me too.
The guy's been through a lot.
Yeah, but I'm concerned about. Again, I'm going back to being suspicious of him. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when he's asked what happened, he just says that Alex traded Lewis to the tree so she could get out.
Oh yeah, no, that's not not important at all.
Also, how exactly do you know that?
Yeah.
It might just be a guess because it's like.
He does say that he doesn't. He did say that he wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Although maybe the cat told him.
maybe.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Yeah, but Jean doesn't trust the cat as far as he can throw him.
Yeah, but like at the same time, John knows how the story ends, and he thinks that Alex made it back. He knows that 3 people went to the tree, 1 came back, 1 went back to Remnant, so Lewis was probably like a sacrifice or something, or Lewis got ascended.
Well, here's the thing that I'm wondering now. So, did Alex actually write it?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Because the girls are like citing Alex as just like, yeah, Alex was the girl in the fairy tale. So, yeah, she must have fallen in here, got back, and wrote about her time here. Yeah, I'm still thinking like the twist is it's Lewis who made it back.
Yeah, for several reasons. One, because he was said to be like kind and also smart, so it would make sense for him to write a book and paint his sister in a better light than maybe she actually was. 2, Lewis's name is a reference to the author of the Alice in Wonderland books, so
yeah,
there's that. Also, considering how much Alex apparently disliked John, I don't think like the book would have nice stuff about him in it, because like the book describes him.
No, probably not.
She totally wouldn't write that story that way.
Yeah, and plus like Luke, like when Alex was probably like, oh, John got poisoned, she would probably say like, oh, like a creature tried to like poison me, but you know, John, he sacrificed himself, and we need to move on because there's nothing we can do for him now.
Yeah. But no, this
it makes more sense for Lewis to have written the book from what we know now, but who knows?
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, this is the end of the episode, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now, and you guys are not gonna like this. So this whole thing about, you know, yeah, I don't know, Alex probably sacrificed Lewis to the tree and made it back. Yeah, that's not important.
Because like RWBY has a look on her face when John says that, which is probably both shock, but also I'm like sad to say this, but also an idea.
Yeah. Also, also I forgot to mention she closes the box with Crescent Roseman, and I'm like, damn it, RWBY, pick up the freaking weapon.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you guys starting to think that Jean is gonna get sacrificed to the tree so the girls can get out?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I think before that happens, RWBY is going to try and sacrifice herself to the tree to get the rest of them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Wait,
Because,
here's a
I think
thought.
to RWBY, this would be like an out for her.
Here's a thought, and I don't like that I have this thought. What if, after all that, Little volunteers to do it?
I think
Saying that they feel like they found their purpose to get RWBY and her friends home.
And now they've fulfilled that purpose by sacrificing themselves. I personally think that's the most likely, along with John, because because as much as I don't want this to be John's end, I could see them doing it. So because like there's a lot of like implications with like.
Yeah, but it's just like
either a 40-year-old
John
going back or.
Look, you can like if I'm wrong, then you guys you guys and everybody watching are more than willing to call me out on it. But I am dead set on this being Jean's last volume, or at least I don't know how long we're gonna stay in this place. Like, I don't know if this is gonna continue into volume 10.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. But
also, I'm gonna sound like a sadistic bastard for this, but it's just like, if we have to sacrifice like a human or something to get out of here, Neo is right there.
I mean, yeah.
That's true. Honestly, that's the most ideal situation.
I think no, actually, no, never mind. But no,
like, I don't think RWBY would do it, obviously, but like...
No, they would not.
No.
Some might, though.
Yeah, John don't give a fuck. Or John would just
Look.
be like, okay, pushes her into the tree.
I just I can't find a. I'm trying to think of a scenario where Jean can make it home, and I just don't see it.
I am just hoping.
I think there is, but
I'm just hoping they can have a portal back to Remnant, and the moment Jean walks through it, he's de-aged back to being 19 again, and we don't have to tell Ren and Nora that they've lost yet another member of their team. So now it's just the two of them.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Let me be up. Look. What? Yeah.
It's gonna be difficult to do so.
Yeah. Don't. No one mistake what I'm trying to say. I want Jean to get home so badly.
Because he deserves it the most.
Yeah. But it's just. Well, okay. I think de-aging is out the window because. I don't know, unless they find that clock tree again. But even then, that didn't age up Jean. That just reversed time.
What if all four of the girls pick it to then reverse time so that Jean de-ages?
Maybe, but wouldn't they have to go back to the beach? So they'd have to go all the way back to.
Yeah, true.
Plus, technically speaking,
wouldn't. Oh, you know what?
Wouldn't that create a time paradox, though? Because if they do that to John...
Yeah, it would.
They'd be going back in time to before they arrived there, which would include John. And then there'd be, like, two Johns. One that picks the fruit to become the Rusted Knight, and then one that gets the pick fruit to undo the Rusted Knight transformation. Like, we've now entered the realm of time travel in stories, which always makes things more complicated.
Yeah.
And you know what? A much simpler way is just like, look, the Ever After has potions that can shrink or grow people. Who's to say there's not a de-aging one?
Exactly. Or like.
Yeah, but then that begs the question if Jean's even gonna take it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Solution. Yang, hit him in the back of the head, knock him out. The rest of you hold him down and just pour it down his throat. There we go.
But to be fair, I don't think there's like.
That seems horribly out of character.
Really... Yeah.
I know. I'm just joking around.
Like, I know we want him to get de-aged so he can like live a full life with people back in front of him. But like, realistically speaking, he doesn't need to.
No, but then that comes back to what I was saying. It's like, doesn't it like it feel kind of odd if Jean went back in this state.
Yeah, but what would be weirder, like John coming back as a grown man, or John coming back as a 19-year-old with like plus 30 years of experience?
True. Especially if what I've been going by before is like basically no time is passing on Remnant. Then
plus like reversing John's like physical age wouldn't like help him with all the mental trauma.
No.
Unless it's like a memory wipe potion as well.
Yeah, I mean, so he'd still have all his character development that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just cynical. That's possible. And again, if I'm wrong, if by the end of this volume they all make it back all hunky-dory, then I will accept the L. I want to have the L.
Yeah. Like,
but
ideally they all make it back fine.
I can always give it to you at RTX.
There you go. Yeah, you can give it to me at RTX.
I can just hand you an L.
I'm expecting it now. If you don't actually,
dude, actually,
hard confirmation that he's gonna be there first.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If by the end of this volume, Jean makes it back perfectly fine. If you don't, if I see you at RTX and you don't hand me like an L in some way, I'm actually gonna be a little disappointed. So.
It'll probably just be paper.
Probably, just like a cutout. It's like, here you go, here's your L.
No, it's like, oh wait, I forgot something. Gets like a piece of paper, quickly draws an L on it. Here you go.
Yeah.
Or I could just do that.
Yeah.
Need hard confirmation that you're gonna be there first, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm still working on that. It's looking solid, but there's some things I need to work out.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm already booked.
Yeah, I know. But either way. But yeah, I'm putting my foot down right now. I don't think Jean is making it home. Either he's getting absorbed into the tree, either he's getting absorbed into the tree, or someone, the someone, just kills him.
I really hope it's not that.
No, that's the worst. That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah. For me personally, I'm more 50-50 on it at the moment. Like I would completely understand why they wouldn't want to bring John back to Remnant after this, from like a storytelling perspective.
Yeah.
I want him to go back because I want him to be happy, and he deserves to be happy. But I could definitely see them not doing it.
Well, so after all these years, you finally give White Knight shippers something to work with, and then just yank that away. It's just like,
yeah.
Okay, to be fair, right now it's a little odd because of the massive age gap.
Yeah. Okay. I will also just throw this out. This is more of a piss take. If that happens, despite this, y'all can't say shit about Rose Garden.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Although I will admit, Oz still being in there just like is a little weird, but I ship it with the assumption that will be like that won't be a problem. Like
right.
By the time it happens.
Like Oz will be like Control-Alt-Deleted from Oscar or something like that. Like.
Or when they merge, it's just still Oscar and he just has memories.
Yeah, which is what it's probably going to be, because that's kind of what is implied to be for like the previous reincarnations anyway.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for John if he did get de-aged, and then Weiss is just not into him anymore. That would.
I've seen that joke on Twitter. RWBY TV clip.
I think
on second thought, I changed my mind.
Well, the thing is that Weiss was into him for maturity. I'm pretty sure Jean would still have his maturity.
True, and
he just have a. And if that, okay, I'll say this right now. If that happens, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. Okay. There's a video of Aaron, Zach, and Kara, I believe, being interviewed and being asked like, "What do you want for your characters?" Okay, Aaron was just like, "I got what I wanted."
Yeah, this was that video was filmed like yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, at that convention.
Yeah, at WonderCon. And Kara was saying like she does want Weiss to find love because she thinks she deserves it. While Aaron was just like, Blink fan love. She's just way too happy. And just being like, look, today is my day. Like, well,
Aaron's not. Aaron's not stroking her ego at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they sort of like talked about what Weiss likes in people, and like they ultimately came to like maturity, and it's just like someone who like steps up and like takes care of others. Like that's what she looks for.
Mm-hmm. So I guess if Jean does go back and he does get de-aged somehow, then there's that.
Also, that like hard deconfirms Neptune as even an option.
Oh yeah, no. That was never gonna go anywhere. Let's be real.
Well, okay, that doesn't hard deconfirm it. That's beating a dead horse that's already been deconfirmed.
Yeah, because like it was just like a crush before, and Neptune wasn't even really that interested in Weiss to begin with.
He flirts with like 4 girls right in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Yeah, at that point, all bets were off.
At that point, it's just like, you twat. Oh, actually, I do have one other thing I can brag about. Okay, so partway through Volume 7, and I was even like going on about this.
Oh yeah,
Volume 8.
This.
Okay, so the pattern I noticed, and what made me predict a little something. So, Volume 2. There was a song in the soundtrack called Boot, clearly about romantic feelings between Ren and Nora. 2 volumes later, Volume 4. They fought and defeated something that caused them both trauma and had an intimate handhold on like a ship heading towards a new kingdom. 3 volumes later, Volume 7, they kiss. And Volume 4, there's a song in the soundtrack called Bumblb about romantic feelings between Blake and Yang. 2 volumes later, they fought someone who caused them both trauma, defeated them, and had an intimate handhold on their way to a new kingdom. 3 volumes later, that's Volume 9. It happened.
It did.
There you go.
So, can someone in the audience do me a solid and pick up that phone? Because I fucking called it! Like, partway through Volume 7, I was just like, they're gonna kiss in Volume 9. Like, that's when it's gonna happen. And it freaking did.
I do remember you, like, literally saying that when we were, like, talking about Volume 7.
That's all the more reason I feel so good about this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, did we also talk about how the kiss curse is broken?
We talked about it off.
Before we recorded.
Yeah, we talked about it off and on in off-screen land, but we didn't talk about it here. Kiss. Pyrrha kisses Jean. Pyrrha dies. Ren and Nora kiss. A bunch of people die and Penny's blamed for it. Blake and Yang kiss.
No one dies.
Nothing happened. Now, granted, not yet,
Also,
but
really big with it. Ozma and Salem kiss. World gets destroyed.
yeah, pretty much. Now, granted, obviously we have 4 episodes left. Obviously, something really bad is about to happen.
Yeah, but
not in the episode.
But not in the episode.
This is the same episode.
The curse is actually pretty much almost immediate. It's like scripting in the same episode. It's probably like the next minute. So.
I mean, I don't know about that, but we'll see how it goes.
But yeah.
I'm very interested to see what the new plan is now that the tree's not an option.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna sound like an obsession with it. It's just like all the stuff that I want to see from these two now. Just like them being this comfortable around each other, just like in upcoming episodes. Just like referring to each other as girlfriends, and I was thinking about this RWBY Chibi clip that came out on YouTube recently. The one where Tai is like the sub teacher and he's just super embarrassing.
Oh yeah, and Blake and Weiss are like, "Oh, are you getting this? I'm recording everything."
Joke's on you, Blake. That's gonna be your father-in-law. Assuming they go all the way, but why wouldn't they?
At this point, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, if we go by the... Again, I'm gonna sound like I'm way too into this, but...
Well, it's because you are.
Yeah.
That's not a secret.
So you know those DC comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, in one of them, Blake hears a story about a faunus princess who fell in love with a human noble. And she made a ring out of seashells to, like, symbolize, like, her love for him.
Yeah.
But got word that they died. So, heartbroken, that princess not only took the ring, but also threw herself off the cliff and into the ocean.
Oof.
Oh.
While fishing with Carly, around the island, they catch themselves a massive tuna. They have like a
because they're cats. Get it?
And they have this like big dinner with like them and Gira, and inside that tuna, Blake finds that ring.
Oh, gross.
So, she has a ring made by a princess who fell in love with a human.
And Blake is technically the princess of Menagerie.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
And,
parallels.
If you want to take this further, when I get to Vacuo, could ask Professor Rumple for a favor. Just like, hey, this ring that's made out of seashells, can you do me a favor and just turn it into gold?
Wow.
I'm just saying, that's an option.
True.
Like, if they want to canonize those comics.
I was about to say, like, that's the other problem we're faced with.
I mean, it's like non-canon until it's canon, is how I see a lot of the comics.
Pretty much.
Specifically said.
Yeah. They're canon adjacent. And I know I'm too into it, but just like, look, it happened, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the name you were looking for before was Martin Gonzalez. I was looking at the credits.
There we go. Like, Jesus. I kept thinking to myself, no, I know it, but it's just like, that was gonna drive me nuts all night.
Well, there you go. Now I've saved you from that. You're welcome.
Thank you, but like, yeah, huge kudos to everyone involved in this episode, especially like that
okay,
scene.
yeah, no, I'm just gonna be upfront. I said this on Twitter. This might be one of my favorite episodes of the show, like straight up.
Oh yeah.
And I'm,
if anything, yeah, just for the Blake and Yang moment.
Well, yeah, obviously, like I'm not even as into that as he is, but even I was like, man, that's satisfying. It's like, it's.
Like, you gotta admit that this was a pretty great episode, even if you're not like into like Bumblb.
Yeah, like just seeing it happen is so satisfying, and like I said before, like every time I see like either clips or screenshots of it on Twitter, like I start feeling like my heart race a little bit. I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is in fact a thing that exists. It's like, okay, and again, like to further beat this into your skull, this is coming from someone who isn't a shipper. So but even I can sit here and tell you, yeah, the scene was very satisfying and pretty much perfect in every way imaginable. And it also contributes to, again, okay, this is my favorite episode of the volume by a country mile.
It's funny because we were saying that last episode as well.
Oh no, yeah, no, this destroys the last episode.
Oh yeah. Like
Also,
totally.
can I just say, because of this episode, no joke, I just checked it, Blake and Yang are still trending on Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Like, all over trending, I've been seeing, like, RWBY, hashtag RWBY spoilers, Bumblb, Blake, Yang, there was Weisfro at one point, like, just, yeah, it's just like, people are freaking out about this moment, and I can't say I blame them.
Nope.
And this also gives me, like, because one hope I had for this was that it wouldn't happen in, like, the last episode of the series. Like,
Yeah.
there are a lot of pairings that have had that through one circumstance or another. I was just like, there's no reason Bumblbee should have that. Like, I don't want to see that happen. Like, have them be a couple and develop that relationship as the show goes.
Yeah.
And that's the angle they're going with, and it makes me happy.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Volume 9, Chapter 6. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, how? Like, honestly, genuinely, how? Like, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. And yeah. We got our happy moment. Next episode's probably going to be a depressing moment.
Well, let's just enjoy this.
Yeah, we have a week.
As much as Blake and Yang enjoyed it.
We have a week. Let's savor it, because they're gonna pull the rug under our feet as soon as next week.
Yeah, we have been warned about what's coming.
Oh yeah, it's next one is 7. Oh shoot.
Oh yeah.
Oh crap! I didn't even realize. That's the one that everybody's been hyping up. Oh gosh.
I mean, no, this was the one everyone was hyping up.
Well, I mean, yeah, like
aside from this though, like 7 has been like the big one being hyped up.
yeah, everyone, like when the volume was had just come out, like when chapter 1 had just come out, everyone pointed to 7.
4 and 7.
The 4 and 7, yeah. I see why we got 4, but I am terrified for 7 now that I just realized that that's what's coming up next. Oh gosh.
Yeah. And then just right after chapter 5 came out, everyone was like, okay, seriously, mute spoilers or just put off watching this episode until you can, because people will spoil it, trust me.
Yeah. I just remember one of the animators, Aaron, posted on Twitter. It was like, yeah, one of the episodes I'm looking forward to. It's like the one I'm the most looking forward to happens in like a few weeks. They were referring to episode 7, and someone else like did the math, realized that it was episode 7, and they were like, oh gosh, why? It's like, Kirby is sadistic. Look, I'm just gonna say that right now. Kirby is sadistic. They love seeing us like this, don't they?
A little bit.
Well, anyways, we should wrap this up because this is the longest episode of this season by far. Can you blame us? No? Cool. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Look at them kiss, they're so happy.